Imagine being a billionaire, living in a huge mansion, living the dream life, but out of nowhere, you get kidnapped and taken to an underground prison where you find a workstation that has the ability to construct these crazy powerful suits, but they won't be easy to make. I'll need to collect dozens of ores, farm a crazy amount of tokens, and defeat strong foes to construct these suits. Will I be able to complete my goals? My name is Pythor, and this is 100 Days as Iron Man. I woke up in a prison. I checked around to see if there was anything I could use to escape, but there was nothing. I tried to break the iron bars, but I was too weak. Since I couldn't do anything, I decided to go back to sleep. I heard a loud noise and jumped out of bed. I turned around and the iron bars were broken. I slowly walked towards the exit and walked through. It was some sort of cave system. Whilst walking around the cave, I saw an orange light and a carved out entrance. I kept walking through and saw a chair in another room. Now I knew I had to be careful. I sprinted across to the room ahead of me. I slowly turned the corner and saw a coffin with my name on it. Now I knew I had to get out of here. I walked back and peeked around the corner. I saw a chair and some sort of suit in a glass case. It must have been the person that kidnapped me. I inspected the suit and it looked terrifying. I walked inside and saw a workshop and some chests. I opened the first two chests and saw nothing at all, and then I opened the middle chest and to my surprise saw a pickaxe. I heard some weird noises and quickly rushed back to my jail cell. I hid my pickaxe and waited. I checked to see if anyone was coming and luckily no one was around, so I grabbed my pickaxe and left again. On my way out I grabbed some coal in case I needed it. After grabbing the coal, I went back to the master room and noticed there was something off of the wall. I started feeling around the wall and the door opened. I looked around and slowly walked in. I saw a bunch of generators and the power switch. I only had one option and it was to turn off the power, so I did. 3, 2, 1. All the lights turned off and I ran through the cave back to my cell. I broke into the wall next to my bed, which actually turned out to be a secret door. But that wasn't the only thing. I found a workstation that had a helmet and some weird parts on it. Kind of looked like parts to a suit. I grabbed the table and started mining through the wall. I was finally on the surface. I was a free man. I started running through the fields towards a tree and grabbed some wood. After grabbing the wood from the tree, I went into a cave and mined some iron, so I could craft myself an iron pickaxe. I travelled deeper through the cave and continued mining for some ores, so I could maybe craft my first suit. After the mining trip, I collected some food. I also collected some more wood. I almost starved to death, so I quickly cooked myself some food and ate it. I continued on my journey and spotted a village. I broke into the house and the owner was inside, so I quickly handled that. I placed my bed and crafting table and went to sleep. I woke up and located the blacksmith. I opened the chest and found some diamonds and also some armor. Not as good as a suit though. I travelled up a mountain and decided this was a great place to build a house, so I got started on the house. And it was done. It wasn't as big as my mansion, but at least it was something. I got started on mining out an underground area for my suits. I took a little break though to get some sand so I can make some windows. I went back to my house and got started on the underground layer again. I realised I had no way of getting back up, so I made some ladders. I was almost finished mining out the whole area. I realised it was getting late, so I went to bed. I woke up and collected the ores I was smelting the night before. I also finished mining out the area and placed my workbench. Before I crafted any suits, I needed to craft an exoskeleton, and after looking at the materials, I knew this would take a while. I started mining as fast as I could. I mined into a ravine and I found some more diamonds. I also grabbed as much redstone as I could since I was going to be needing a lot of it. I went back to my house and started constructing parts for the first suit. I had nowhere near enough materials yet, so I went back to the ravine. After mining again, I began smelting my ores. This took a while. The ores were finished and I began making loads of parts. I had finally made enough parts to construct the exosuit, but first I had to implant the arc reactor into my chest. Without any more steps left to do, I crafted the first suit. Now I know it doesn't look cool, but I can still do cool stuff with it, like fly and even shoot lasers that do an underwhelming amount of damage. I went back to my house to see what parts I would need for the next suit, but whilst I was looking at the parts, I decided the best option is to skip straight to the Mark IV. I flew to a nearby ravine and started mining yet again. To speed up smelting times, I decided to use 4 furnaces instead of 2. I zoomed through a cave and collected some more titanium, but I was missing one thing: gold. And the best place to get gold is the Nether, so I constructed a Nether portal and went in. There was tons of gold for me to mine. I came back out and crafted a load of plates. However, I needed gold plates, so I collected a bunch of flowers to make them gold. I don't know how that makes sense, but yeah. I also needed red plates too, so I collected red flowers. I almost had enough materials to create the Mark IV. But because my exosuit was damaged, I needed to make a whole new one. So I had to mine again for the 100th time. I went back to my house and saw a bunch of new enemies outside. I opened the door to have a look at them, and this one guy just full on sprinted to the door. I've never closed a door faster in my life. I looked outside my window and he was just spinning in circles. I managed to leave my house and collected the last bit of materials I needed. I had everything I needed for the Mark IV. I crafted it, and the first thing I noticed was I could see the enemies through the walls, and I actually look like Iron Man now. I placed my old exosuit in a glass case and tested out my new suit on this giant zombie. But the giant zombie was way too overpowered. It would have taken like 500 lasers to kill it. Whilst flying around, I heard a weird noise. I turned around and Godzilla was behind me. I tried to fly away, but he hit me down to the ground.